first film which we'll talk about is Kadak. It's directed by Rajat Kapoor. And he, of course, is someone who I've always loved. His work is something which I've always admired. And it's a really dark comedy. It's streaming on Sony Live, by the way. So in case you always wanted to sign up for Sony Live, you have UFC there, so might as well, and FA Cup and the Serie A. So you can always sign up for Sony Live. It's not very expensive too. You can sign up to watch this great film, and it stars Rajat Kapoor himself, uh, Ranveer Shore, Chandrachud Rai, Mansi Multani, Shruti Seth, Cyrus Sahukar, Kalki Kekla, Nupur Asthana, Sagar Desmukh, and
Just call
Palomil
it
Ghosh. So
Coachlin and
these
get it
people,
over with, man. Just
yeah, yeah. I actually
call
had to
her
Google that to
Coachlin.
find out how you pronounce her name. It's not Cochlin, you idiot.
That's why I'm saying just call it Coachlin and get it over with. Don't say Kekla. Everyone will like, who is Kalki Kekla? Because Pura
Yeah, so
India knows
Kalki
this.
Kekla, Anurag Kashyap's ex. We'll just refer to her as Kalki from going
That is,
forward. So yeah, so this story is it's a very black it's a black comedy, and it's set during Diwali, where a guy he has this fellow who is sleeping with someone's wife, and that guy he comes to their house and he kills himself, and this is just hours before he is throwing a Diwali party. So you have people
minutes.
coming into the house, right? And his marriage is any which way seemingly on the rocks, and that guy is played by Ranveer Shori, of course, who is the husband, the hapless husband in this scenario, and he has all of these friends come in, and all of these guys are like some weird, strange, relatable characters. All of us know people like this, right? And they keep coming into the house, and the situation just escalates and escalates till the climax. So this was one fantastic film. As the movie starts, they establish the scene, they establish where everything is, who everyone are, and it's just an amazing watch. I would highly recommend that. But that's just me. Let's go to Arindam first. Arindam, your initial thoughts on the plot of Kadak.
Yeah, I'm just very, very happy that Facebook's random algorithm decided to show me this weird little ad from Sony Live saying that a Ranveer Shori movie was out. So I instantly shared it on the group, and we had no idea that it was coming out. And then I checked out that this was a Rajat Kapoor movie. So immediately my interest went up, and I was not disappointed. I think I was asking you guys to watch it after the first 10 minutes were up because the setup is done so well. It immediately reminded me of something that we all enjoy, like Hitchcock movies. So Hitchcock has this amazing movie called Rope, uh, and the premise is quite a lot like this, though that has a more sinister twist. This one doesn't, but just taking the basic premise and doing so much more from it, this made me feel like I was watching a play, which I did not take I want to take my eyes away from. The acting was top notch. The dialogues, like just the establishing the characters by very little, like there are no monologues that are huge, large monologues that are taking place. There's just tiny bits of nuggets on how they interact in these many little scenes. And what I really enjoyed was like the sound design done by Rasool Pukruti, the Oscar-winning Rasool Pukruti. So it made it feel like a house party. It was very chaotic. And last week when we reviewed 7500, it was just done using knocks on the door. Over here, that just the conversation like really got into your nerves, and the anxiety that they built up using just that sound at that limited cramped space. It was amazing. Like it's one of the finest watches that you'll do all year. I totally recommend that everyone here just checks out Karak as soon as possible. I completely loved it. And hey, Hussein, we finally have you.
हाय कैसे हो भाई लोग
Bas बढ़िया. Your thoughts?
Good, man. But
कुछ नहीं
Abhishek, you're on mute.
he's the only one who is like just limited to this small screen.
one
हाँ,
sec
because
one sec
हाथ नहीं घूम रहा है ना उसका. हाँ भाई.
Yeah,
Is it
there you
okay?
go. Yeah,
Yeah,
much
शाबाश.
better.
16 is to 1. Only Abhishek is in Lighthouse ka aspect ratio.
Yes, because I am a die-hard Robert Eggers fan. This is my way of showing tribute. Anyway,
Right,
so
right.
Hussein, I hope you're well after your trip to the COVID ward. Also, we would like to thank you and all the doctors for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hussein, have you watched
Karak.
Kadak? And what
Ye-
were your initial thoughts about the plot and how the story progress. Try to keep it spoiler free, please. And then we will get to the performances and, of course, Anir's thoughts.
So yeah, I watched Kadak after my duty yesterday. So I thought that it was a good film. The best part about it is that it has a few brilliantly written scenes, and those scenes are perhaps the best written scenes in recent Bollywood cinema. And I love the way that the characters talk, especially the scene in between Rajat Kapoor and Cyrus Sahukar. Uh, that scene might feel Tarantino-esque because those characters have a conversation um, that goes too high after a point, and it is really funny. It is really engaging, and I felt that the movie could have been better, but yeah, the script wise it was a great movie.
I mean, I see where you're coming from. I mean, the first thing that I realized, and I'm not a big Rajat Kapoor fan, for some reason, looking at him makes me feel like he's a very bad actor. I don't know. It's not that he's a bad actor. And look at this idiot, like he's on mute and he's talking about how he disagrees.
What is this? What are these nuclear takes every week?
I don't think, man, he's a very good actor. Something about him, like he doesn't emote fully. But then he's not a bad actor at all. If you look at his credentials and all, he's a very established actor in his own right. He's done a lot of theatre work, not just as an actor, but as a director too. So he has a credentials. So he does a lot of stupid movies at the same time. But you understand why he's doing most of that, because a lot of that goes into just making money so that he can produce his own movies.
This is the Robert Rodriguez way.
Yeah, and it's a great thing to do if you look at it. And a lot of his movies are very niche and pretty amazingly tightly written. The screenplay is always spot on in his movies. If you look at whatever he has done till now, and a lot of them are so independent that you will not actually have even heard of some of the movies that he has done. I think Raghu Romeo is one of the movies.
Aankhon Dekhi was his.
Aankhon Dekhi was his biggest one, right? And yeah, that was a very good movie. If you remember that movie, I mean, personally, I love that movie. And a lot of other people.
I'd argue that First Gear Obama was his finest, but yeah.
That wasn't directed by him.
Yeah, that was one of the best satires. Was it?
No, it was not directed by him.
It was Abhishek something. I forget. It wasn't Rajat Kapoor.
But he has been attached as a producer in a lot of things, so maybe it's possible that he was there. But coming back to the point, so this movie actually has changed my perception of this guy as a director. And I'll completely agree with what Arindam said, because he actually said it first. So I'll say that it's an inspired reference from me also, in that way, that it just actually looks massively inspired by Rome. You can get the Hitchcockian reference from the first scene itself. You know where they're leading it. And yeah, it's not that sinister in that sense, but the shots are so tightly made and all. They're so tightly framed that you can feel the intensity coming off the screen towards you, and which is what you think about when you think about Hitchcock, the intensity of the shots that will not just the dialogue work. But in this case, yes, even Hussain is very accurate on that front. There is a lot of dialogue delivery which harks back to the early Tarantino movies, which makes it even more brilliant in that way. So I think this is one of those movies that is also apt in the current times, where we do feel cramped in the current settings, stuck in the room and all that. And this movie actually doesn't reference that directly, but it makes you feel that whole cram setting.
How shocked were you guys when those two people turned up in masks? Like, something so innocuously put in.
I was just.
Okay, I was like, huh? What? And then, like,
yeah, of course.
It's from the times before. So, like, tiny things like that affect you. Like this, the situation that we're in, it's like, it'll literally change the world. It's just a little weird living through history like that will be written about.
Yeah.
So that was little tiny with some nuggets that I felt a little were interesting over here. Even the child actors were like so well made. Like in a world and properties that are full with actors who, the child actors who are inherently like bad actors, they shouldn't be in this business at all, or they should get some training. This had some really good, like, child actors. They were recording something in the background. You thought that would come into play. Things like this you were noticing in the background that may or may not affect the plot. And this is something that I really like. Something was always happening. Uh,
There's
so you had
there is
difficulty in
one part
focusing on.
about this movie
Yeah.
which I absolutely loved was the comeback of all of these people who we've seen growing up. If we grew up in the 90s and we watched all of these people host shows on Channel B and MTV, like you had Shruti Seth, who I have not seen in anything in the longest time. We had Ranveer Shore. Uh,
Hey,
Ranveer
you
Chori
know
has
what?
been working,
Ranveer
has
Shuri
been
has
the,
Yeah, he's been really
everything.
prolific. But
that is not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is Shruti Seth we've not seen in a long time, comma, and we had
yeah,
Ranveer Shore and all of these. I think I forget the name of the other lady.
so
Tara
so
Sharma. For the
so I
longest
watched the
time,
Yeah,
trailer and
Tara
I heard
Sharma was
that
there. Who
noise.
was
That voice. That voice is very unique. Tara Sharma has a unique, very unique high pitch. And as soon
क्या
as I
कर
saw
रहे
the
हैं
trailer,
क्या कर रहे हैं
that's got to be the
what the hell
worst,
was that?
worst Tara Sharma impression. What possessed you, Hussein, to think that this is a good point?
मतलब
Let
एक
me do a
पॉडकास्ट में नाम
Tara
करा रहा है
Sharma.
पॉडकास्ट में ये आपकी बुद्धि कर
Pull
रहा
out
है
a Tara
तकलीफ
Sharma
करता
voice.
है ट्रिगर हो गया पूरा एकदम
But these two actresses, right? They looked exactly the same. So at
yeah
first
yeah,
glance, I was
yeah
like,
exactly they
this
look like
woman,
twins
yeah. And I know these people, like they're two different actresses, like, but just casting them together. So I was having a little difficulty, like, recognizing who was who in parts because they look so similar. They're dressed similarly in this movie. Like, I like the casting aspect of it. And these are actors who you will see are there in previous Rajat Kapoor productions, or like it's entirely a group that you expect these people to be there in a Rajat Kapoor movie or a Ranveer Shori movie, and that is why I was missing Vinay Pathak in this cast. Even though I loved it, he probably had some reason. Maybe he was making a kuni. I don't know why he would do that. But the part where the guy who brings in Kalki, right? Maybe that is a role that we could see Vinay Pathak in. He was the only
definitely.
actor that I thought could have done a lot more over here.
I mean, this is the
yeah
whole
but
Delhi drama club in a nutshell, right? The whole the gang that actually has performed together quite a lot, has grown up together quite a lot. I think they know each other. They are a tight knit group, and which is why we see
they've
them
been
in
together for like decades at this point
which is why
these
we
guys
see
have
them
been
in
working together
Rajat
from the
Kapoor
90s
movies. Yeah,
yeah
absolutely.
so that's the thing, and I really love how these people are not coming back for these mega serials and mega movies and these big web series. They're coming back for these little meaningful films, and this film has nothing profound to say, or at least on the surface nothing profound to say about anything that we see in the world. It's just a small great story, and the best part about watching films are films which tell you great stories. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's a storytelling device, and that will be the central theme of this podcast, because we'll talk about another film in a little while, which also is a great little story. However, coming back to the point, this film has nothing like earth-shattering to say. It's not a Villeneuve film or a fucking Jodorowsky or stuff like that. It's a little film which tells a very central story, and the best part about this film are the characters. They don't need heavy exposition lines like Arindam mentioned. They don't need us, an entry scene. People just keep coming in and flowing out of this of the camera. And the best part about this film, which I keep reiterating over and over again, is the scene geography. As soon as the movie starts, you know exactly what everything is in that house. You the living room is established, where the main entrance is, that is established. That guy stays in a society, that is established. What happens in the living room and the bathroom and the rooms adjacent to each of that is established. And if you have to set up a movie which is inside one single room, that is key. Establish what everything is and what everything should be right when you start the movie. That is
That's
something which is missing in a lot of new films. Yes.
Yeah, so that is like exactly the Chekhov's gun, right? So everything that is shown on screen should play an important part. Every bit of dialogue matters, like the revelation right at the end regarding who the guy is who kills himself, like what he is to another character, because you are seeing that excitement build up, and it all ties in together. This is something that we see maybe in plays, that tiny little things, and this is why I mentioned it as an absurdist movie, because this is something that would not take place in the real world. There are like too many coincidences. This is something that is exclusively written for the theater, and this is something that that was played out and adapted quite well on a different medium. This is why I thought this movie worked wonderfully for me. Even the ending being what it is, it had callbacks to the Weekend at Bernie's, where they dispose of that certain body in a way. Also, some brilliant references to pop culture, and it's included in such a natural way that you just laugh at it. The entire situation is so absurd. One of the character literally calls it out as being so, like, why isn't everyone freaking out over what is happening? So things like this is written very well, and it is edited very well. I think the editing of this movie deserves a special mention, because you needed to focus on this many characters at this limited point of time. Because this movie is what, 90 minutes long, right? Something
Yeah.
like that. It's a very short movie,
1 hour 32 minutes.
yeah, so these many characters in such a short span of time, I thought it focused very well. The editing was spot on. This is just an amazing movie that I see will be referred to many people who who just don't like Bollywood movies. So if there are some movies that you refer to in case they say, like, give me a recommendation which is something different in Bollywood. So this is one of the movies that I think many people are going to go to henceforward. Hussain,
Unfortunately, I don't think people are going to talk about it that much. Again, it's on a platform that nobody actually subscribes to.
It's also a movie, by the way.
Oh,
nobody is on movie either, so they are choosing.
so
I was
And-
there for a month. I think Malia and you are the only people who are on movie.
Yeah,
No,
I was
I'm
there for
also
like
on
3
movie.
months. So
I'm
But
there on movie
did you
right now,
renew?
but yeah, I have
it's
renewed.
one expensive medium to be
It
on, man.
is.
Like per month, it's like $500.
$500, yes.
And I'm not even sure that there are many movies which sound intriguing, but then I just don't want to get into it, because I watch the short movies that come on Movie India. So
Yeah.
some of them had amazing ones, but some of these are like very obscure. There was, I remember, one Argentinian lesbian movie directed for like 3.5 hours. It was very esoteric stuff which won't really appeal to everyone. But I just marvel at the fact that how they pick these movies. These are like festival picks, and like advertised, these are movies that you won't see anywhere. So this is a
mean,
good pick for being
I
at movie.
remember you talking about Bakura, right? And that was a
Yeah,
movie.
Bakura was on movie as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a movie. This is, again, all of these are platforms. Coming back to it, a lot of people are not going to end up watching it because they are not going to subscribe to Sony Live in the first place.
I
They've
think
increased the pricing quite a lot. It used to be around 99 rupees for a month. Now they've increased it to around 300 for a month.
I don't think
Luckily,
it's for a month. I think it's for 3 months or the entire year. 399 for an entire year. Yeah. I think it's like that.
probably,
uh,
I'm not sure, but they have increased the pricing in any case. And
Yes.
I already had a subscription because I use it to watch a lot of other stuff. Champions League is also on Sony
Yeah.
Live. I already had a year-long subscription to it. So it didn't matter to me. I'm still
Yeah,
going to watch
Hussein, you were saying something.
yeah, I think as Anil mentioned that not many people are going to watch the movie. I think that not many people have watched Rajat Kapoor movies as such, because you don't see many people having watched Aankhon Dekhi. And
Because
I think
hashtag nepotism nahi hai na bhai. Has to come into play.
हर कोई nepotism पे बात कर रहा है अब तो.
Yeah.
Actually, this is one thing that we guys should do on the group. Is like we should have we should make a separate link, and we should put up movies that are underrated, at least for Indian cinema, and we should put up small synopsis maybe and just recommend these movies to people and probably where to find them.
उसके लिए स्नेहा था दे हुसैन नकवी एंड वरुण वर्गीस इन तीनों को डाल दो पूरा curate कर देगा.
Varun keeps on mentioning, like you go
Varun
to
keeps
the
mentioning,
topics
and I've
on.
discovered a lot of films from Varun as well. The problem here is, no, it would take these guys to make like a big budget film, or for someone to die. That is the only way their work will get recognized in India. Because जितना भी चुतिया लोग बोलेगा ना कि nepotism, ये करो, करण जौहर का मूवीज मत देखो, वहां जो तुम ही टिकट खरीदेगा, तुम ही जाके देखेगा. सोनचिड़िया को 5 करोड़ रुपया तुम ही कमा के दिया है, while Baghi 3 and all earn 100-200 crores, and then he will come on social media and shit.
लोग जाके बागी 3 देख कैसे लेते हैं, मुझे तो ये समझ में नहीं आता है. It's a constant attack on your ears.
मतलब मेरे को OTT स्ट्रीमिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे नहीं देखा जाता है, मेरे से स्ट्रीमिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे नहीं देखा जाता. लोग
who doesn't want to see Syria getting bombed by Jackie Shroff's son?
Nobody.
ऐसा it's just nobody.
That's a very loaded question. That's a very loaded question.
Conversation has evolved into something completely different where it is supposed to be.
I don't know. Yeah, things like this. Sony Live, I don't think they're advertising it well as well.
No, they're not.
How difficult was it to find anything about Kadak? Because whenever I was googling it, Ladakh का आ रहा था यार. It didn't even say, did you mention Kadak? Kadak लिखा, रणवीर शोरी का एक फोटो, नीचे से Ladakh का news.
तुमको एटलीस्ट रणवीर शोरी का फोटो तो आया, मेरे को वो भी नहीं आया. I don't know where.
It's very difficult to find out anything about this movie. Wiki page also doesn't exist. I'm not sure what they're doing to market this movie. Like I randomly came across it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know it.
Last year's Mami. It was
Mami.
Last year's. It was released on last year's Mami. I found all of the information about the technical aspects and who all are there, or from the movie website. That is the level of thing. I don't know why Rajat Kapoor didn't market it to something like a Prime or even a Netflix. This is because this would have been a fucking amazing Netflix film.